Hey, welcome back to another episode of SWG's Off the Bench, SWG's Woodworking Off the Bench podcast. We're back here with another episode of our Women in Woodworking series, and we got a great guest today. And I'd like to introduce Heidi as our guest. She is one of the more advanced women in woodworking at the community woodshop we work at. But I'll let her introduce herself more. So Heidi, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us your name and who you are, and you don't have to tell your last name, but just your first name and all that. So
Awesome. So I'm Heidi, and I actually started when this wood shop opened, which was about 5 years ago. I think going on 6. I think that's where we're going. Anyway, I started in refurbishing furniture and loved it. Decided I need to go on further. So here I am today, found the wood shop, and I have been here since, and I have learned from some incredible people. This is a community. We use it like a community. Everybody helps each other, and now we're really trying to focus on women and what women can do in this field.
sweet. All right, so let's go back to the beginning for you in woodworking. Where did you get started? How'd you get started? Just where were you at in the beginning? I mean, was it like way back in middle school, like a lot of us? I worked in middle school, one class, and made a treasure chest. How'd you get started?
Yeah, ironically, when I was in school, woodworking and automatic or mechanics was not available to the girls. So I didn't get a start in woodworking until I made it something in my life in my early 40s.
In your early 40s.
Early 40s.
So that was only like
Literally,
a year ago, right?
yeah, I wish. Literally when I started refurbishing furniture, and yeah, just went from there.
Okay. So how long have you been doing woodworking? Not to give your age out, but how long has that been for you then?
About 8 years.
About 8 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, what when you first started, what did some of your early projects look like?
You could definitely tell I was learning,
Uh-huh.
and when I was refurbishing things, those items didn't go out to the public. Obviously, they were things that I did for myself or close family members. But when I started here at the shop, again, we had great mentors. We still do, but I started off with a cutting board class, and that is the best way to go. You start to get familiar with the machines and what is possible. Once you have the basics down, then you can explore from there. And that's what I do today. I still explore.
Um, some of the learning curves that you have encountered since the beginning. What are some of the things you've learned over the few years that you've done this? Several years, not few
Yeah.
years.
I try to be very optimistic. If you make a mistake, I say this is only an opportunity to make the item better. So where somebody might throw out a piece of a board or a cutting board or something that they've done wrong, I say bring it back, fix it, make it better than what it was before.
Um, when did it become more of like I'm just learning to serious? Like I see you got all kinds of stuff here, but I know you sell stuff, you go to markets. When did it turn from just learning hobby to like this is serious? I'm really getting into this.
This is what I want to do.
This I don't know. Yeah, I guess I should ask you: are you a full-time woodworker or do you have a full-time job?
So I retired 4 years ago. I actually have an adult son with disabilities who's 28. And so the schedule and situation in his life made it so it was harder for me to be able to work full time.
Okay.
I definitely worked full time. This was my therapy from work.
Okay.
But I decided to make it it's more of a part-time, full-time gig outside of his schedule. But it was 4 years ago when I really kicked in hard and I started picking up my inventory and just taking on more customers.
So was there like an aha moment, or was there yeah, you're taking care of your son, like I got to make a little bit extra cash on the side, or is it just kind of all meshed in together itself? Or
Well, woodworking can be a very expensive hobby.
yes. Yes.
when you count machines and expensive woods. I use a lot of imported woods, so it was really to offset the costs of what we were spending in our budget outside of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So how do you've done this for several years. How do you keep improving and getting better at your craft?
I just keep working at it.
Yeah.
And I don't give myself restrictions.
Okay. So explain that a little bit
Case in point, this was not a restriction.
so we can hold it up.
This is one of 5 pieces. Here's another set that goes right along with it. This is a 5-piece weave that's hanging in my kitchen. I don't throw scraps away. You ask many woodworkers, they don't throw them away unless they can use them. And so I laminated about an 8x8 square or a rectangle board. Got it pretty thick, and then I cut it up with a bandsaw into squiggly lines, and this is the result of that.
And what are these just decoration?
Just decoration.
Okay,
They're
yeah,
hanging up in my house. There's 5 of them.
Okay.
It's in my kitchen, and they're fantastic. I love them.
So Heidi's got all kinds of projects back here. We'll get to that in just a few minutes, but those are so cool. I mean, I don't know if I would put those. I mean, that's not my taste, but they're cool, cool looking for what they are.
Well, I'm married to an Italian, and this is definitely Italian colors, bright and bold.
Yeah,
so.
and I met your husband.
Yeah.
He's pretty cool. So, well, I only met him for a minute.
Yeah.
But growth is one thing, but community is another. We both work at the Community Wood Shop. Mm-hmm. Oh, and I forgot to shout them out. Thank you, the Community Wood Shop, for letting us film and do these videos and all that. Yeah. And then I got to shout out my dad again for all the equipment, because he's helped me out with all the equipment. So a couple shout outs there. Sorry.
No, great.
But let's talk about the Community Wood Shop that we work at. Not the shop, but like the community.
The community. Yeah.
That comes to the shop.
Yeah.
What's your experience been like with the community at the shop we work at so far?
So my belief in this community is very strong held. Everybody who comes in has a different skill set. And the idea of community here is that we get together once a month, we show what it is that we're doing, and then we help each other. So if there's a skill that I want to learn that I don't necessarily know at the moment, I know who I can go to and network with in the community to help me learn those skills. And if we don't have a class provided for those types of skills, the wood shop is great in bringing those along if they're able to. Yeah.
So I always ask everybody this question, but when I first wanted to come down here, I was worried, like, oh man, is it just a bunch of old guys sitting around drinking coffee, being grumpy? And so it was really hard for me to because I got a gift card for Christmas, and I didn't even come down here till March. And so, but from my experience, that was not it. But I mean, that's the same for you, right? Yeah. I mean, we have a few of those folks that come here, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But the Community Wood Shop is, I mean, it goes from the brand new, and then backgrounds and everything.
Mm-hmm. Ages, demographics, skill levels.
Is there any? I don't have this exact question on my list, but I'm thinking in my head. Sure. Has there any been struggle getting help from people here, or people come in and just work on their stuff, ignore you, and do their own thing, or is it do people jump in when they jump in or don't jump in? Yeah. How's your experience been? I know you're one of the OG folks down here, but do you jump in and help people or give people advice and all that?
If I see somebody looking around, they looked a little confused, or they're trying to find something, I definitely will offer my help. I always, when I come in, one of the first things I do is I go around, see what people are working on, ask them what it is they're doing, and that'll generally spur on conversations if somebody needs help. And I've received the same help myself in various settings.
Okay. So say somebody signs up and they walk in here the first time. What advice would you give somebody that's super nervous, that is like you just said, they're just looking around like deer in the headlights?
What do I do?
What do I do? I mean, what would your advice be to them?
My advice first is to walk around, get familiar with what equipment's here, where it's located, and then start simple. If you've not worked on anything before, jump into a class. Those cutting board classes are the simple classes. Start simple, get a good foundation, and then you can work up from there.
So, what about women in woodworking? How do you think the community helps women, especially here? I know at this shop it's really good, but what's from your experience, and how does the community at this community wood shop help the women in woodworking?
Perfect. So when I started, we had male mentors. They were actually some gentlemen that would take care of the shop, and they were great, wonderful people, and helped me out a lot. But because we have made a focus on the women in woodworking, there are a few key women here that will teach the classes. So in our women in woodworking classes, our instructors are women.
Okay.
And so we know it can be intimidating. I've been hit with pieces of wood, had kickbacks. I had stitches from it before, so coming from a woman to a woman is much less intimidating. And I also feel like that stigma of kind of a man looking down on a woman like, what are you doing here, is kind of settled and taken care of.
So that's good. That question kind of transitions us into the next topic, and that is women in a male-dominated space.
Yeah.
I think you kind of touched on it a little bit, but like really dive into what has your experience been as a woman in a really male-dominated space,
100% positive. 1,000%. Men just in awe of the creativity that women actually have to bring into a piece of art. Encouragement. It's been wonderful. I have not had one bad experience of anybody really coming down and pushing weight, I guess you could say. It's been a great place. And we make sure it stays a great place too. If we've had a situation where somebody's being a little too harsh, then, we take care of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Women are protected around here.
So do you feel pressure to prove yourself as a woman in woodworking at all? No.
We're friends. We are all friends around here. There is not one person that I do not consider my friend here.
Well, I understand in our shop, the women are really supportive, but I'm just saying, like, you go, it looks like you go to shows and do.
Sure.
Like in general, like outside of the shop, you're like, hey, I'm a woodworker. I don't know if you say that or not, but I do. Obviously you can prove it right here, but do you ever get pushback at like in the world, outside of the shop?
So I will get good questions.
Okay.
Trying to quiz me to see if I know what woods are, the types of woods or what kind of tools we're using, skills. I also take my husband to shows that are a little further away, or sometimes he comes down to the market in town, but they always look at him first.
Yeah.
They look at him and say, oh, your work is so good. And my husband will turn around and say, well, that's all my wife here, so you'll have to ask her about it. And instant shock, right? And so it's been a good experience.
And so I honestly had that happen to me here at the wood shop. Shemaine, my wife, she built this really cool, and actually I think you got it, this really cool
Dachshund.
the Dachshund. A guy came up to me. I was sitting here working on my stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'd like to have you build me one of those. I'm like, well, I didn't actually build, that wasn't my project.
Here's my wife.
Yeah. And, but yeah, so I've had that experience happen to me where it was a guy came to me thinking I built that, but so I can,
it's all good.
It's that's cool. Do you ever feel like, and we're talking outside of our shop here, because we know our shop's really good. Yeah. Like, do you ever feel like imposter syndrome? Like, man, I shouldn't be doing this because I'm a,
Never. I think we're in a time of an era of women coming up and showing what they can do. And quite honestly, I am an aggressive person anyway. That's just my nature. So I've never let that stop me in the past.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I encourage others not to as well.
Right. I know for me, I sometimes if I build something cool, sort of do. You know, I'm just a
Yeah.
hobbyist. You know, I'm
Yeah.
not a, and I'm trying to be a videographer too.
Yeah.
So, anyways, confidence. The shop we work at has, as you guys can see in the background, we have all kinds of power tools and big tools. What's your confidence in using the tools and all that and your experience? We'll get into what your favorite and all that is later, but your confidence as a woman using the power tools. I know I've helped out a couple of newer folks that come down here, showing them some techniques and everything, but what's your confidence in using the tools?
Yeah, I am very confident in every tool here, but I make sure that I know the machine. I know how it works. I know where the blades are. I know how to stand, and I know how to secure my pieces. So as long as I have those in line, I don't really have a whole lot to worry about outside of user error.
Yeah.
Or mechanical error if it's a bad blade. And that's all I'm saying. Bad blades don't make for good cuts.
Yeah, you gotta have sharp blades.
Yeah.
So do you consider yourself advanced woodworker, intermediate, or beginner? Or just...
I would consider myself above intermediate, not quite 100% advanced. And that's because I kind of stick to my art. I stick to lamination, glue ups, and then I've always loved epoxy. So my art is in epoxy.
Okay, and we're going to really dive into that in just a couple minutes.
Yeah.
We're going to show everything. She's got all kinds of cool stuff here. Well, let's switch gears. I know we kind of touched on tools, but let's dive into the tools.
Yeah.
Let's see so we work in the community wood shop, which, do you have a shop at home at all?
I do. I have a smaller shop and a
Yeah.
garage, and then I have got an epoxy workstation in my basement.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But you do a lot of your big stuff here at the community shop, right?
Yeah, most of it's right.
So, if you were to give your top 3 must-have tools for somebody, what would they be?
A joiner,
A joiner?
top 3.
Top 3, yeah.
A table saw,
Okay.
and a drum sander for me.
Free. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why would? What would those 3 tools get somebody if they were starting out?
Okay, I need a 4th. I need a bandsaw too.
Okay.
Joiner, you've got to have square wood. When you're doing a lamination and you're gluing things up, you have to have flat wood. So if your wood is not flat, you're not getting anywhere.
Okay.
You just won't. The drum sander is, so if you notice here, these are just started. I've got pine cones protruding here, right?
Yeah.
Or in lamination, when you do glue ups, you end up with varying levels with clamping type situation as well.
Right.
So you have to get those down to flat as well.
Okay.
So the drum sander is wonderful in that situation for both epoxy and wood.
So what would be 3 tools, or what would be some tools that if somebody was starting out, you wouldn't necessarily need, in your opinion?
Probably dados.
Okay. What is it? What is a dado?
A dado is a stacked blade on a table saw that's going to give you a channel that you're going to use for cross-lapping type of situations. Just thicker channels than a single blade would do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so that you can make like T joints or something like that. That's what
Overlap.
you do with a dado. Okay. What is your favorite tool to run?
Oh gosh.
Or do you have multiple? What are your multiple
There
favorite
are
tools?
multiple
Okay,
ones.
let's go.
Okay, so love the routers,
Okay.
band saws. They're good. I love them all. When my husband asks me what I want for Christmas or my birthday, it's always some kind of a tool. So I just don't care. I just love them all.
Yeah. So you don't have like a specific one.
Not particularly.
When you run the router, do you use a router table, or do you just use a typical router, or do you use them both? Or
I use them both, but I also like the control of having my hand router as well, and then it's not as much of a big setup. I like my hand routers.
do you just use a little trim router that everybody uses nowadays, or
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's great.
So right on. Well, let's move on from tools and let's work on your creative process and your vision. Let's
Awesome.
talk about let's walk through some of these different designs and we can talk about the different things and we'll bring them up to the camera so they can see the different things, but you can explain what they are and
Okay.
kind of how you did them and all that.
So we'll start with my business name.
Okay.
It's called Little Bit of Rustic.
Okay.
So I want to stay as close to nature as possible. Okay. And one of those ways would be something like this, which is a section of a burl. It's a simple key holder or a jewelry hanger that's just been nicely sanded down and is a nice piece of art for your house, right? It's not just a Amazon buy, a straight cube, or one of my most favorite items to do.
One?
Yeah, one of my most favorite items to do are hanging knife boards. So these are magnetic knife boards. They can hang on your wall, or I can make them also standing. And these are a big favorite. I get a lot of custom orders for these types of wood. And you notice I'm using a live edge on this because I want it to be more organic. I want it to be not manufactured. So we can turn it to the back.
What's it finished with?
So this is a Osmo. I use Osmo and Rubio.
Okay.
They're not sponsors.
Yeah, no
I just use them.
Yeah.
But you'll notice these channels back here. I've routed channels into the wood and I have double stacked the neodymium magnets to create the magnetic pole on them.
Okay.
And then they get hung with keyholes.
How do you make the keyhole?
My fun little hand router.
You do that by hand?
I do. With live edge, it's hard to use a fence and make sure they're in the right position. So yes, I use a hand router. Yep.
So that's a magnetic
knife board.
And this just hangs on the wall, right?
Just hangs on the wall.
Okay.
Or it can be standing.
All right.
Yep.
What else do you got over here?
Okay. So let's do this one. So this is one of my first boxes that I made, and this is for my granddaughter. She is a princess, and she loves her necklaces and earrings.
Yeah, for sure.
So I also do bandsaw boxes, which that is, and it's laminated.
Yeah, hold it up.
It's laminated in oak and sapele.
Is it sapele or sapili?
Sapele.
Oh.
Well, I guess it depends on who you talk to. And then I have added some stones for the drawer pulls to them. And there is also felting on the inside of the drawer.
Is that felt or is that flocking?
Flocking. Yes.
Okay.
So I flocked the inside of the drawer.
So for people that don't know what flocking is, it's like a felt fiber. You put in an adhesive, and then you sprinkle. You have a shaker thing, and it's pretty cool.
And it adheres to it after time. So anyway, it's nice. Yeah. It doesn't rub, the wood doesn't rub on it, and it gives a good barrier for it. And it's pretty. So that's one of those. Let's see. Let's do this one. So one of my niches that I'm really known for is I like to use imported woods, and really because of the colors that are in them. And so I like to make fun designs. People call me the glue up queen for this reason. But I want things to be beautiful. I don't want just a square piece of a block that's blah sitting on my counter. And so this is kind of the type of work that I do with any cutting board.
Right, yeah.
Very much so.
If you got an angle here, different layers, both sides. Looks like her.
And this actually was a two-piece. It had a cheese slicer with it, but the individual that bought the cheese slicer decided that they didn't want to go with the board. So the board's still there.
That's some amazing work here. Beautiful. Let's talk about your most technically challenging build.
Technically challenging.
Yeah. What have you built that's been your most technically challenging build?
Oh gosh,
I know it's probably not here, but
no,
this looks pretty complicated. I don't know.
Yeah. So some of my epoxy projects, we can do this one. So the epoxy in here is poured in 7 different layers. And really because things have to be placed at different levels. You can't put them all in there at one time.
Yeah.
So those take more time, and it is a lot more sanding and polishing to do them. The tables, the river tables that I do are another technical type situation that takes more time. But I also I love it when people come to me. People hire me out to come and help them build their table if they've not got experience to it, but they really want to do it.
Yeah.
And so I'll work with a person throughout the project for them to get what they want.
Okay.
So it's nice.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you push yourself creatively? I mean, this stuff is really creative, but I mean, is this like is it just, how do you do it?
How do I do it?
How do you do it?
Yeah.
I don't.
So I try not to pre-plan.
Okay.
Unless they're custom orders. And a lot of what I do is custom fit to the customer. So I'll have them give me ideas of colors, if they want epoxy in it, if there's types of woods they want in it, and then I just go from there. And most people are really good about letting me just kind of do what I like. So here's an example. My husband and I went to the Cotswolds in Europe a couple of years ago. And these little pine cones here were on a tree on the property that we stayed in. And I really wanted something as a keepsake for them. And I gleaned pine cones and things from everywhere. Yeah. Same thing here. I just kind of let the piece speak to me as I'm doing it. I really try not to prepare too much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, last creator project, anyway, I'll just move forward. Sorry.
No, you're good.
What's your most favorite project you've ever built?
Oh, gosh.
Or do you have a favorite?
A lot of the tables. I love, and the epoxy.
Okay.
I love just being able to use nature and bring that out as an art piece. This, I had intended for it to be a Lazy Susan. But I don't even think I want to put anything on this now. I'm rethinking this and
that's like a
feeling
wall
like
hanger.
it needs to be a wall hanger at this point. Yeah. So it's when you can bring the world out and use them in your home.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Rapid fire questions here.
Oh, goody. Hey.
nothing over.
No, you're good.
Favorite wood species.
Oh, let's see. I love the red hearts, yellow heart, padukes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And those are
these are the African woods.
African woods. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Favorite hand tool or power tool you like to use?
Oh, the routers.
Okay.
Yeah, and the bandsaw.
Dream build.
Oh, dream build. My kitchen. My kitchen.
Like all the cabinets and like an island and a big old butcher block.
Butcher block.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Tool you couldn't live without.
Oh gosh, there's not one that you couldn't live without. A table saw. You have to mill your pieces down. You got to.
Table saw. Yeah. Table saw. Probably a table saw and a bandsaw. And bandsaw.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So, all right. Well, we're gonna try to wrap this up here real quick.
Great.
So, what advice would you give to any ladies out there that want to get into woodworking? What advice would you give? What would your advice be to them if they never seen a wood shop in their life and they're like, I want to try it? What advice would you give to them? Or somebody that's seen a wood shop, but just what your advice would be?
Do it. Come take a simple class.
Okay.
And even if you've never thought of woodworking before, give it a try. If you've got time and you're just looking to do something, give it a try.
Okay.
Because you never really know where your niche is at. I've got a couple different niches and what I like to do, but everybody has a different skill and a personality, and you will find it.
Okay.
You will find it here.
And don't be afraid of the stereotypic man's world.
No.
So.
Now, I'm a Nana too.
Yeah.
And my husband likes to call me Grandma because I also do needlework.
All right.
I do lots of crafty things. So who knew I was going to turn into wood and epoxy as well?
Yeah. Well, Heidi, this has been really fun. I mean,
thank you.
It goes by so quick.
It does.
We could sit here and talk for hours probably if you really wanted to.
Sure.
But do you have any social medias or websites or anything you want to shout out? And you can send me the links and I'll link them in the video.
Yeah, perfect.
And so if you want to shout those out at the camera,
Yep.
and let them know.
So you can find me on the website Lil Bit of Rustic. It's LILBITORUSTIC.com. And my Instagram handle is under Heidi Sano.
Okay, and you'll send me that one.
I will send it to you.
all. We'll link it in all the description. Well, thank you, Heidi, again.
You're so welcome.
We'd like to encourage anybody, not just women, but this series is about women in woodworking and what you can do. And we've done very beginner interviews to more advanced interviews with different stuff. Remember to check it out. We'd like to also, again, shout out the Community Woodshop SLC. You can check out their website, communitywoodshopslc.com. And then this video will be posted on SWG Woodworking YouTube channel and SWG Woodworking Off the Bench YouTube channel. Also, and I'll link both of those in the description. And we got another interview next time, and hopefully we're going to try to bring back a former guest. So stick around for that, and hopefully that happens. And thanks for watching, and like, subscribe, and share. See ya. I told you it goes by like that.